might be there when Mom and Scotty, her little brother, picked her up in the morning. She hoped so. She glanced at the clock and closed her eyes, smiling. 3:02, 4 hours and 58 minutes. The six-robed figures stood in a secluded clearing of the park. All around them were dense trees and overgrown bushes, making it impossible to see them from the road. This was good. This was exactly what they wanted. As usual for this time of year, the fog had rolled in from the beach and blotted out all light from the moon. Now, this was good, too. Now there was only the glow of 6 candles, 5 black, 1 white, on the picnic table, their orange light flickering and dancing over the young faces around them. There were 2 boys and 4 girls, teenagers, dressed in homemade robes complete with hoods. All of the group had been drinking, and the boys' red, watery eyes gave clear signs that they'd been smoking weed. Lots of it. The rat had already been killed, its neck broken. Now the group's leader, Brooke, a chunky girl whose black hair was an obvious dye job, carefully drained the animal's blood, filling the bottom half of the torn Diet Coke can with the dark liquid. The boys snickered. It may have been from the booze or the weed, or just from the chill of what they were doing. Who knew? But it was obvious they weren't taking the ceremony seriously. Laura Henderson, a brooding blonde whose face was ravaged by acne, gave them a scowl. This was important business. After all, Brooke had called this meeting and was making this sacrifice for a very serious reason. She had been humiliated, not once, but twice, by a couple of Zeros who'd moved into the neighborhood barely a month ago. First there was the younger kid, Scott Williams. He'd actually dared to challenge their leader's powers with the Ouija board, and he'd done it right in front of the entire society. Then there was the sister, Becka Williams, as plain as they come. And yet, for some reason, she had been handpicked by the famous guru Maxwell Hunter for her supposed gifts. How did such a nobody rate that kind of honor? As if that wasn't bad enough, there was that stunt Williams had pulled with a train, proof to all that Becka Williams was trying to compete with Brooke's power and position. Laura turned and watched with admiration as Brooke finished draining the rat's blood into the can. Oh, Brooke meant everything to her. She lived for the girl's praise, wilted at her criticism. She glanced around the group circling the candles. As her eyes returned to Brooke, her expression hardened. "Okay, Williams, you want power? So be it. We'll show you power." She closed her eyes and began to recite. "Hate your enemies with your whole heart." The other 2 girls joined in. The chant grew louder, more concentrated. "And if a man smites you on the cheek, smash him on the other." The boys smirked and snickered. Laura opened her eyes and cut them an icy glare. After another snicker and a shrug of indifference, they also joined in. "Hate your enemies with your whole heart, and if a man smites you on the cheek, smash him on the other." Brooke set the rat carcass on the picnic table and reached into her robe, pulling out a feathered quill and a piece of homemade parchment. The chant continued, "Hate your enemies with your whole heart." Brooke dipped the quill into the can of blood. "And if a man smites you on the cheek, smash him on the other." And then she wrote, "Becka. Hate your enemies with your whole heart, and if a man smites you on the cheek, smash him on the other." Their voices grew louder. The booze, the drugs, the force of 6 people chanting together, it all gave them a kind of energy, a sense of belonging. Laura drew a deep breath and felt a surge of exhilaration. The chant grew stronger, more determined, filling the air, filling her being. This was the unity she needed, the power she craved. "Hate your enemies with your whole heart." Brooke set the pin down and raised the parchment above the flame of the white candle. The chanting grew more and more feverish. All eyes watched now in eager anticipation. "And if a man smites you on the cheek, smash him on the other." Suddenly the parchment ignited into a bright orange flame. The paper curled and crackled as it was consumed, quickly and efficiently, until everything, including Becka's name, was nothing but ash. "Why so glum, sweetheart?" Mom asked as she turned their clunker Toyota onto their street and headed toward the house. Becka stared out the window at the passing homes. Theirs wasn't the poorest neighborhood in town.